Hello YouTube, Journey to Ripped here, and today I have a special video for you on deloading. So the reason behind me making this video is because this past week I have been deloading, and a lot of people have been asking me, oh, so like what is this? Like, why are you doing this? What's the point? So I want to share with you guys the reasons behind this, what a deload is, why I'm doing it, and the works, I guess. So I'm gonna be explaining this. First off, I'll be giving an interview. Interview. Wow. Okay. Sorry about that. First off, I'll be giving an overview. So pretty much, what is a deload? What's the purpose? I'm then gonna be talking about when to do it, how to do it, me personally, how I'm doing it, and I'm gonna give a disclaimer at the end, because there's people that claim that deloads aren't necessary. So just a disclaimer at the end. So let's get started. So pretty much an overview of a deload week. It's a short planned period of recovery, usually lasts about a week, as previously mentioned. The purpose of this is to aid in recovery. So allow your joints and tendons and ligaments and other tissues to repair. It will also give a break to your central nervous system. It will allow that to recover. It will give you yourself a mental break from intensity of heavy lifting, which is pretty important because lifting is as much a physical thing as a psychological thing. It would also reduce the risk of under recovery, which is also seen as overtraining. Furthermore, it will also help prevent injuries and improve performance, just so prepare you to make more gains. So all these things usually depend on your training age, strength levels, injury history, and that would compensate on our next point as to when you want to do your deload. So pretty much, it's recommended for first-time lifters, that, let's say you just start working out right now. You might not need a deload week for a while. So for first-time lifters, let's say you're working out like 11 weeks, you would deload on your 12th week, so that's like a 3-month period. Not really necessary. You're getting started training, so you're not doing a lot of weight. You're like pretty much just progressing this whole time, and you're making gains. So typically for more advanced lifters, it's a little bit harder to do that. You're training with a shit ton of weight. Things become really hard, and you hit plateaus, and you want to break through those. You may get injuries here and there. So it's advisable to train 3 weeks and deload on the 4th week. That makes it very simple. It's like a month, 4 weeks. You train 3 weeks hard, and you go 1 week deload. So obviously you can see between first-time lifters and more advanced lifters, there's a lot of wiggle room in between those two. So for some people, it might work a little differently. More of the story, listen to your body. We're all built differently, so that's how you should figure it out. Some signs that may indicate that a deload may be in order for you. It's if you're feeling tired, like you're persistently fatigued, you have a decreased desire to train, or like some other systems of overtraining. Your weight progression is stalling. You can't seem to increase on most lifts, so that plateau, you're hitting that, and like you can't pass that. Another thing is if you're experiencing aches and pains, tendonitis, stuff like that, that's an issue as well. And also, if you're training regularly, you should be doing this. You should be doing deloads regularly, as well. So those are all signs, I guess, of when you should be doing this, or preemptively, you should just do this beforehand, so you don't have to deal with these said symptoms. So how to do this? There's many ways to do this. Some ways would work better for some people than others. I'm going to talk about a few different ways to do it, and then I'm going to talk about my own personal example of how I'm doing it, or rather how I did it this past week. So there's many ways to do this. One way, and one of the more popular ways, is to do your normal routine with normal volume. So you keep your same amount of sets and reps, but you reduce the weight to about 50 to 60% of what you normally work out with. So you just decrease weight. Another way to do it is to keep the same weight that you're doing it, but drop the volume. So you're doing less sets and reps with your normal weight that you normally exercise at. Another way to do this is to take a week to train muscles that don't necessarily get a lot of attention. So if you do certain exercises every week, you might want to switch that up for a week and do other workouts. You could also focus on your form and technique and just use lighter weights. You can do less weight and increase cardio, or you could just take the week off completely, like for example if you're going on vacation or if you have a trip planned, etc. So all of these ways are methods of deloading. So I mean, you could also do a combination of all of these and it will benefit you greatly. So next, I guess I'm going to be sharing with you my personal example how I'm doing it. So pretty much basically what I'm doing is I'm keeping my same routine with my normal volume. That's because I usually do 5x5s and 3x8s. So I'm usually working with pretty heavy weights, and I'm just reducing that weight to around 60% of my 1 rep max, and I'm pretty much focusing on my form and like basically slower movements, full range of motion, getting my form down so that next week I can go back, hit that weight harder, and just go back to my regular weight and try to make gains up there, try to increase my lifts, and keep moving forward. So that's what I did this past week. So finally, the disclaimer, the deload disclaimer. Some people don't necessarily need a deload week or may find deload weeks counterproductive. So it's important that you listen to your body and see what it needs. We're all built differently again, so each of us might not necessarily need as much recovery as somebody else. So this is just a personal thing. You kind of have to like check it out on a test by test basis. You got to experiment with it, see how it works for you. Does it help you? Does it not help you? Does it set you back? So just work with this, check it out, see what it is. In my opinion, if you do it correctly, you should be able to make more gains than you would without deloading. You should be able to reduce injury, reduce your risk of injury, and it will also help in giving yourself a mental break, because lifting is psychological as well as physical, and it can also be a method of proactively addressing hidden recovery issues. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys on deloading. I hope this video helped you. I hope it explained some things. I will be posting an outline of the things that I talked about just so you can see it. I'm going to be posting that on the description down below, so just check that out. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please rate, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching, and remember, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. Until next time.